Acade Mila Falcha to snowy Sligo. It's slippy and snowy, and that's just on the side of the pitch. It's probably going to be a bit slippy on the pitch, but we are just delighted to have a game here in the Electric Ireland Sigerson Cup, and the pitch is in pretty good nick considering all the weather, and I don't need to tell you about that. It's been all around the country, but here and there you've had a dump of snow for maybe half an hour, and it could ruin things. They've been fearing that all day, and they did have some snow here, but they had the tractors out earlier on, and they have done everything possible here at ATU Sligo to make this game happen, and we are minutes away from the start, so they have achieved that. And a former ATU Sligo, or in those days ATU Sligo man, is with me, Mark Breheny. And Mark, is there a reason, do you think, why they've made a huge effort to clear the snow and get this game on here tonight?
Yeah, I think home advantage, Jerome, is very important. Obviously a knockout game that ATU Sligo need to win. The plan B was heading to the Dome in Ballyhonus, but I think they were very, very anxious to play this game here. And it looks great. Not a puff of breeze. You know, a nighttime game is always a big attraction as well for fans. Hopefully the cold weather will not deter, you know, people coming here to watch it tonight. And I'm sure
what is that home advantage, do you think, exactly here?
I think it's just the experience of training here, playing games here. We have 9 Sligo starters on the ATU Sligo team, which is probably a record. There's no doubt about that. Really? So I would feel so, yeah.
Well, let's have a look at the team while we're talking about that then. By the way, that's the referee out in the middle. That's Paul Lydon. He's a Mayo man. But let's go straight to that ATU Sligo man team. As you say, there's 9 Sligo men. There's 2 Mayo, 1 Cavan, 1 Leitrim, 1 Offaly and 1 Donegal. So there's actually 2 changes to that team that people are looking at that we just heard about. So number 10, Dara Siren, is replaced by Evan Ivers from Mayo, wearing 23. And at number 4, Josh Ellis, is replaced by 20, Richard O'Rourke. He's from 4 Masters in Donegal. Those are 2 changes to that. That was going to be 10 Sligo, but 9 Sligo. The other lads who are not Sligo, we'll mention them as well. Emmanuel Shehu is from Cavan Gales at number 2. There's a Leitrim man at number 3, Kieran Clancy from Melvin Gales. Of course, Andy Moran, the county manager there. And then you have where else are they? You have an Offaly man at number 11, Aaron Keelahan from Road in Offaly. So away you go. Tell me about the Sligo men.
Yeah, they're it's just great, I suppose, from a Sligo perspective, and as a Sligo man, just to see a good sprinkle of guys there. You've got, I suppose, from the half back line alone, Kieran O'Reilly, under 20 medalist, Connacht medalist from 2 years ago. Mark Walsh, current Sligo panelist as well, centre back. You've got Dylan Walsh, an Eastern Harps man. Again, Sligo Connacht medal winner and bringing good experience from the last couple of years. Midfield is Joe Keeney. I suppose Joe had a super year at club level this year. Great guy to see now and see can he push on. Certainly the county team are looking for a guy with his attributes to push things on. Dylan McDermott midfield, another Sligo man, and you're looking at the full forward line then of Jack Lavin, Darrow Boyle and Jack Davitt, again all Connacht, recent Connacht medal winners from 2 years ago. And also I'm forgetting Ross Doherty, played really, really well with Clara this year, Clara Strandhill. Very, very instrumental for them. Good wing forward, will work hard. And again, he's a Connacht minor and under 20 medal winner. So these guys, I suppose, compared to Sligo fellas for many, many years, might come in here, look around and be a little bit intimidated by certain players. I think these guys are coming with more confidence now. Are they a year short of this level? We'll have to wait and see. Maybe another year of experience when they're in third year. With some of them, they're only second year at the moment. But I think they'll be well able to handle themselves tonight, and hopefully they'll really push Galway.
Well, they came really close last week against St Mary's, and that's never an easy one. They just lost by a point there, so they're obviously a very good team. So in your day, when you were winning Sigersons here, was there not as many Sligo men on the sort of starting 15?
No, not as many at all. Found it just difficult to break in. There was obviously a great...
So they've sort of changed the mentality here, do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is it just Sligo players are maybe stepping up to the plate a bit
They're stepping up to the plate, but I think part of it is that a lot of lads are seeing the attraction of staying maybe in Sligo, and if they're trying to build a more of a brand here for a Sligo player, that you don't have to go away now and leave Sligo to play a top level Sigerson. Yeah, so back in the day, you had a great mixture of guys from Monaghan to Mayo.
Paul Finlay.
Yeah, Paul Finlay
what a
was
player, and who else did you have from other counties? Name a few there.
Yeah, you would have had Rory Gallagher, obviously from Fermanagh, and Brendan Boyle, Donegal, Michael Moyles, Mayo, Aidan Higgins, Mayo, and Nicky Joyce, Galway.
I'm beginning to see what you mean, Sue. But there was 2 or 3 Sigersons around that time, and Martin McHugh managing. But we'll be nostalgic a little bit later. But there's the captains out and in the middle there. I don't actually know. We weren't actually told who the captains were, but I can see number 11. So Aaron Keelan from Road and Offaly is the captain of Sligo. I think is it Paul Kelly? Number 9 there maybe is the captain of the University of Galway. But let's look at the University of Galway team now. Don't want to get caught out by the game starting and we don't get a look at them. I don't know of any late changes now, but I imagine there might be. I know there's a question mark over Tommy Conroy and over Killian O'Curran. Surprise defeat last week. They lost to TU Dublin, got caught by a goal at the end in Dangan as well, so that was a jolt to their system after winning the league. Sigerson winners 2022, so they're coming back tonight with a bit of a mission here. They have to save their Sigerson tonight, and obviously Ryan O'Donoghue from Belmullet and Mayo up the front. But who else do you pick out from there, Mark?
Yeah, obviously, the ones that are jumping out off the page, if Tommy Conroy there, Ryan O'Donoghue, Cathal Sweeney, Salthill, good player, Killian O'Kerneen, as we said. There's a lot of Galway lads, obviously, with a Galway college, but Rory Egan there, wing back, which I think comes with good pedigree as well. And again, probably not to talk too much. I'm talking a lot about Sligo players, but we have a Sligo full back, which is a current Sligo senior, and a centre half with Canis Mulligan, an excellent underage prospect, captain of the under-20s this year. They got to the All-Ireland final, so it's good to see those guys there. James McLaughlin, a big unit around midfield as well for NUIG.
Was he the fella in the league final who's come on and scored about 3 points? I think it was.
Yes.
Great scores. And also Cian Monaghan wearing 12 tonight but wore 7 that night. His brothers in the subs, he's from Outerard, and he scored a great point and was really good coming forward as well. I'm just getting an update from elsewhere, by the way. St Mary's against TU Dublin. I'm pausing here because at half time I told you St Mary's were winning 0-4 to 0-3 against TU Dublin.
Yes.
There's a score popping up now, and it's St Mary's still on 3 points and TU Dublin on 2-6.
Whoa.
So they now lead by 9. So TU Dublin beat University of Galway last week. There was another game played earlier on. UCC easily beat ATU Galway. It's getting very, very interesting in the Sigerson. And as you're saying, Mark, these days it feels like almost anybody could win this competition. There are so many strong teams and a few dark horses out there as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So
and University of Galway, they won the league, but it doesn't mean anything now.
That's it. And winners of Sigerson 2 years ago, they bet you well. If you go back to that stage, I know last year wasn't it UCC the winners. So it has changed hands. Obviously, DCU were very, very dominant there for many, many years, and so tonight will be an interesting game, and looking forward to it. I think it's approaching the start now very, very soon.
So what do you think? Can this Sligo team win this? I mean, I don't see any reason why not. I haven't seen them, but I mean, if they run St Mary's to a point, they've got a good chance, and I suppose it's the usual style of football we'll see these days, but they're a talented team.
I think so. I think the pitch and the conditions might just lend itself to a fast-flowing game. Hopefully it's not overly negative. It'll be a throwback to the old traditional moving the ball at pace from back to front of
the conditions football might have a lot to do with that, Mark. I was out there talking to a few players about an hour ago, and they were saying it's slippy. That's going to have a bearing on the game, so it might make the game a little bit more unpredictable and harder for players to play that very controlled game that we see a lot. Yeah, and that's something that it'll pan out. It potentially could pan out that way. I can see balls trying to be hit into the full forward line with two quite very, very quick inside forward lines. So I'd say the use of the kick pass will be used quite often as well. Good, like a bit of kick passing. Paul Lydon is the referee from Mayo. He's about to throw it in here. You can see the breath of the players. That shows you how cold it is. And there's a few big lads from University of Galway in the middle, but it's ATU Sligo who won the hop there, and they have possession now through Mark Walsh. He's from Owen Moore Gales in Sligo, and now they have got the ball, and of course then it's the usual pattern that the University of Galway players have just dropped it back a little bit. The two changes we told you about are out there for ATU Sligo. This is their captain, Aaron Keelan. Oh, that's a great start to the game. 25 seconds is all it has taken for the man from Offaly to put it over, and he just went forward and it just opened up for him. Yeah, super score. All came from the throw-in. Sligo won the throw-in and moved at pace. Mark Walsh into Aaron Keelan, and a super score with the right foot. Yeah, so the blanket defence wasn't quite organised yet. I think that was maybe it, and he just found a hole there and just ran into it. And you know, it was the big fella, the number 8, James McLaughlin, we were talking about. He was trying to get back there, but he wasn't able to catch him because he was quite speedy there.
Quick hands too.
Yeah, and off the shoulder. That's it. The maroon jerseys, it's a little bit hard to see the green numbers on them actually, but we'll try and pick out. Or you can keep an eye out as well, Mark, if you see any beyond the 15, so that would indicate changes from the start. But let's get on with the game and see who's got the ball now. That is Rory Egan, who you were talking about, another Offaly man. So Offaly men on both sides, and you sometimes find clubs having players on both sides. In fact, the number 25 for ATU Sligo is from St Pat's. It's Dara Williams. That's the same club as Canis Mulligan from University of Galway, I think. Yeah, is that right? Both from St Pat's?
They are actually, yeah. Both ex-Summerhill college students as well. So they're they know each other very well, obviously, yeah.
And there's a man injured already. Was it 13?
Number
Is it
13.
Jack Lavin? Yeah, Jack Lavin getting a bang there. And you saw, well, let's see it again here actually. See exactly what happened. And oh dear, that was a nasty one. He just got caught
Very
right
nasty.
off balance there. Thank goodness he's okay, but because that was a nasty one.
Thankfully he's back on his feet.
You don't often see that. It's like a cartwheel. He's gone back to the goalkeeper, Jim Kelly from Knockmore in Mayo. And his fullback is from Cavan. It's Emmanuel Shehu on the ball now. And Emmanuel is a Cavan senior. And we actually saw his brother Joshua, known as Minnie, playing for Cavan Gales in the Ulster Minor Club tournament against Four Masters from Donegal on New Year's Day up in Belfast. Smashing player. So it's Minnie and Manu, the two brothers. Oh, there's a great ball in. And it is Paul Kelly through for a good score, and that is an equaliser, and I think he is the captain, and he found a bit of space there. And Mark, as we have another look at that, it's the runners coming through that are having a lot of success, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was just that turnover, Jerome, in the middle of the field by ATU Sligo that set up that Galway chance, and a good score. He smartly fisted it over the bar.
And that kick out will not do either. It's gone over the line, so it's University of Galway getting possession rather easily from that. As you can see from the lights here, it's quite bright in the middle and not so bright out in the sides, but that kick coming in now, and is that another score? And indeed it is. And I'm really struggling to see the number. Did you get that, Mark? No, it was a great point.
It looked like number 10, Liam
Keneally.
Yeah.
I'm following him. I've got my eye on him. He hasn't turned around yet, but he's actually, as I say, with the lights, it's quite hard to see. It's like there's a dark patch there, and I can't quite see. But I'd like to give him credit because it was a great score.
Great kick, super kick. Good start to the game. It's very lively.
Yeah, 3 scores from play. That's what you want. Now, ATU Sligo trying to respond for the man who got their only point so far. And there is that kick pass you were talking about. It has to be accurate because there's a lot of men back there, and it is accurate. It's a good ball in. He's still got a lot of work to do here, Dara O'Boyle, but has he got the free? He has got the free, and that was good work. And it was a good spot of just finally be keeping an eye on two things here. It was the number 10 who got that point, and it was indeed Liam O'Keneally from Spittle in Galway. So 2-1 up, and we'll see here the free again. So good nippy play there in the tough conditions.
This number 14, excellent. He's a very, very direct player, excellent player. I coached him at Summerhill College. He was on the under 20 Sligo team that reached All Ireland this year. He's very, very direct, Jerome. He wants that ball in early. He'll take you on. He's a College St Joseph's guy. It's a local club actually in this area. So, but great ball by number 11, Keelan. Yeah, super ball by Keelan.
Yeah, obviously they know to look for him. And as all good corner forwards or free takers do, he took a few yards there and came in and got it over the bar. 2-2 after less than 5 minutes. And yeah, it's a good wee start to the game. Enjoying this one. As I said, we're just delighted to have a game, but it's even better if you get a good game, and fair play to all of these players, and indeed a decent wee support here now as well. I wasn't expecting anybody to be here tonight, but there is good support along the sides here, braving the elements, and it is snowy, freezing and slippy. In fact, where we're standing here, I'm actually sliding around, so it is very, very cold, as it is of course all over the country, so that's not news. University of Galway now trying to build from the back, getting through the hands. Is that number 10 again? I think it is. They're going to come over to our side where it is going to be easier for us to see the numbers. And waiting over here is Daniel Flaherty from Salt Hill. And Galway, and he just slips and leaves it off, and it's a slow approach now. It's Ryan O'Donoghue. Galway and Mayo combining in Sligo. Where would you hear that? Evan Lyons now from Shamrock Gales in Sligo, the fullback, and he's been tackled, or the other fullback is getting involved there. Numbers, of course, meaning very little. And this is Tommy Conroy. We heard he was injured, but he's playing. Colin Murray, number 4, all the way up there, and the corner back has put it over the bar. And as I say, numbers mean nothing, Mark.
No, that was very patient. ATU Sligo had everybody behind the. What a score, yeah, with the left foot. Had everyone behind the ball, really all inside the 45, but used the ball really well. What a catch there. Yeah,
good fetch. He's dropped it, but I think he's got a free actually. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there were talented players in cornerback in yours, Dave, but I mean, a cornerback able now to come up and take that like a corner forward. And is that another one? It is. That's 4 points. I think that's 4 out of 4. That's great shooting by University of Galway.
Just trying to see who that man was.
I think it was 10 again.
10 again, yeah.
I think it might have been O'Keneally, but super finishing, especially as I was saying about the conditions being so slippy.
Yeah, just with the lack of breeze here, they're just striking it really accurately, and that was a super score. They're finding the range really well, which is important.
Yeah. Now let's see where this kick out goes. They're aiming for the 23, and he's got it. That's good work by Evan Ivers, Mayo man. That's what he's obviously been put on for, and there was 3 Galway jerseys around him, but he managed to get it, and they're looking for that ball in again to O'Boyle, and why not? He's only got one man around him now. Tough challenge coming in, but he's a strong player, and Keelan now might benefit. Keeper had to watch that one. That could have dropped into the net. He was going for a point, and University of Galway might clear their lines now, and indeed they are, but you can see where the area of intent is for ATU Sligo. Get it into the full forward there, and he is a big strong unit in there, and he's come out the field a little bit to win that one as well, and he's won possession back.
He did really well to go back and tackle back for that ball after making a great run inside. So
Mark Walsh, centre half back, coming forward. So University of Galway have dropped it deep. Is that him again? It is, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, he's a bustling, strong, direct player. A nightmare. No, it's actually the Joe Keeney that time, but it looked very similar.
Yeah.
Similar kind of run, similar kind of style, very direct. And if they got a point out of it, well, you've really got to credit.
It's a great kick.
The quality of play here in Ready tonight. I'm amazed.
Jack Davitt, excellent kick. A teammate of Joe Keeney's, and Joe made a very incisive run there, got right through the couple of bodies, and Jack Davitt ended up finishing it really well. Great finish.
Because I was out, as I say, talking to the players who were having a look at the ground, and they were saying, like, it's really slippy, it's going to be really slippy, but they've kept their feet, and they've taken superb scores. It's a really open game, and is that another one? Oh my goodness, this is exhibition stuff. Never mind the conditions. That's Tommy Conroy, of course, and it is now 5 points to 3, and this is absolutely fantastic, high level stuff, I think.
Super, Jerome. Yeah, really end to end. It's something that I was hoping it would emerge like this.
Yeah, you mentioned that, and I was thinking, no. I've seen too many of these games. It'll be 2-2 at half time, but maybe it is partly the conditions, and they all seem to be going for it, and there's a lot of good finishers on the pitch.
But on both sides, they're looking to kick that ball in early as well.
Yeah,
and it's good football.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's only been, was it 1 free, maybe 2, but it's out of 8 scores, so a score a minute more or less, and now it is ATU Sligo coming away with it.
So there's one sweeper at the moment, just to let the viewers think that. So with Darrow Boyle doing a lot of damage inside, they have dropped a player back. Galway have dropped a player back, just sitting in front. So Sligo obviously have an extra player out the field somewhere. So that running game might just come into play now with that extra man out the field to penetrate.
Absolutely.
Number 4 is staying back at the moment, yeah.
Yeah, well, you can understand that because Darrow Boyle has been so strong in there. This is Shehu over in the left corner, wearing number 2, but he's playing like left corner forward position, just to emphasise that point again. ATU Sligo having to come back out the field now. And this is Dylan Walsh. He's from Eastern Harps in Sligo. Comes over to 21. That's Richard O'Rourke from Four Masters Club in Donegal. And 21 is Evan Ivers. They're just sort of skirting around the edges now, recycling and all those sort of buzzwords that you have now, and then trying to find a way through, and Keelan has it, and he's drawn a free there. They are going around the edges at times, but they're also getting some joy when they go direct.
Yeah, I like Keelan. He's a very good player. First time to see him, he's direct. He wants to take his man on. He gets his head up at times to kick the ball in early. So, you know, he's a combination of skills there, and that was just a smart free to win as well.
And he's a fair bit out though. Is he going to come in a little bit? He is. He's a good left foot. He struck it well. I think it's going to the right. Is it inside the post? It is. It is 4 points for ATU Sligo, and that's 2 for him. It is, yeah.
Jack
I was saying a fair bit out, but he had no problem at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't have associated him with the accuracy of those free taking skills. Generally, Jack would be seen as a defender and someone that might sweep back, but that was a super strike and very, very accurate.
Really hear this. St Mary's 2-7, TUD 2-11. The game nearly over, 4 points in it. And that is to say, St Mary's, who beat ATU Sligo last week by a point, and they were winning at half time, but there must have been a couple of goals early in the second half, and TU Dublin would quite. That's 2 fantastic results for them. They've beaten University of Galway here, playing here, and they won the league, and they're beating St Mary's tonight. That's 2 big scalps, so obviously TU Dublin will be a team to watch from here on in when the draw is made. It's a new draw for round 3 after this. Keelan again.
Head up again.
What a ball. Great ball. He's really good at playing that ball in, and look at the way that University of Galway get round him. Oh, and it's going to be a free out for over carrying, but it was a good accurate ball in there, and you can see they're so aware of him.
They are, and they've copped on to get more bodies around him now at this stage. If Dara gets a little bit of space, he will take them on, but don't think that was a free, just ran into too much trouble there.
Yeah. Was he over carrying maybe?
Yeah,
Did
a little
he just
bit,
not get rid of it? Maybe it was at it, but
just couldn't release quick enough.
There's 4 men around him, so it was tough.
it's hard to release that ball.
Paul Kelly now from Moycullen and Galway. His midfield partners from Moycullen and Galway as well. That's James McLaughlin. So a Moycullen midfield.
Yeah, so Paul Kelly. Haven't seen a huge amount of him yet, but I'd say he will grow into the game.
That's a decent effort from distance. He struck that well, but over to the left, and I think that might be their first wide. I think it was Killian O'Curran from Micheál Brannach's in Galway. But yeah, no, Kelly obviously a good player, and the brother was around the last couple of years, and they've been a very strong unit.
Yeah, the two Kellys. Yeah, the two Kellys are obviously very important players for Galway as well. So
here comes the kick out again then from Kelly, and he's looking for Ivers again, and Shehu takes it beautifully. A little pick up on the run there, and they do play it into that full forward. They do get that ball in quickly. Now that's actually the number 15 Jack Davitt this time, and he's going to give it back to Shehu, who kept position out there intelligently. Again, doesn't hang around, gets it in there. Now it hasn't stuck this time, and that's going to be a free out, but the instruction is obviously get it in there, the boys inside, and let them do the damage. But they're 5 points to 4 down, though it actually feels like they should be ahead on the balance of play. They've started most of the game. Would you agree?
Yeah, Sligo are moving the ball well, and they're defending well at times. So just that ball, yeah, Dara Boyle again was at the end of that move, and just unfortunately didn't work out for him. Colin Murray did a good tackle on him.
So Galway leading by a point coming up to the end of the first quarter. That's Liam O'Keneally, number 10. Scored a point from over the other side. Takes the ball to that side now. I think that's 11, is it?
I think it was Canis Mulligan, number 6.
Was it Canis Mulligan 6? Yeah, it's so hard to say those numbers from here. Oh, and it's a turnover. ATU have got it back, and they're going to try and break now. They like getting it in quickly, but Jack Lavin thought better of just putting it forward. And to be fair, I could see his point, because looking off camera, there was no room up there, and there were extra players back, so wise decision to keep possession. But now University of Galway have moved back. Nice little spin on the turn there, Dylan McDermott, to keep possession, and now the ball comes in from Lavin, and look at the way they arrow it diagonal there, looking for O'Boyle. They are desperate to get him into the play, and they're having to work so hard, but you can just sense that the University of Galway players are so up for that now.
They're aware of that now, that threat by ATU Sligo. Just they are looking for that ball direct. Dara probably needs somebody else to stay in with him and keep that depth. Jack Davitt needs to stay closer.
He's in there on his own, isn't he?
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on him in there, and so
he's isolated.
I think they could probably shake it up a little bit too by running it now a little bit more. I think it's becoming a little bit too predictable. Every ball is going in long, so that could be something that they can think about now in the next maybe 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, that's the problem though when you go and play defensive and sit so deep then, because the first time they got that chance with the ball, he looked up and he thought, you're too far away.
Exactly, the support runners weren't there beside him.
Yeah, so he's keeping his position in the full forward area, but they're just too deep even when they got the turnover. This is Rory Egan now for University of Galway. They've only had, I think, 5 shots at goal, 6 shots at goal if you include, was there a free, but they've scored 5 times. That's a high rate, so a high percentage. This is Midlothian. He can score from distance as well if he gets this ball back. I'm not sure he's going to, but there's another turnover, and guess who's there again? It's Jack Lavin again. He's there to scoop it up every time, and he's got a good left foot, and he, I'm sure, is looking for O'Boyle, but it's not on at the minute. They have to carry it a little bit up to him. O'Boyle is keeping his position in full forward. Now he's going into the left corner, but now they decide to come back and recycle it rather than put it in there that time. It hasn't been working the last few times, so maybe that's a good idea. Here's Shehu now coming through the middle, and he will look for a little bit of support as well, and gets it. And it is the run now is Mark Walsh on his right foot. That's a brilliant effort, and that's an equaliser, and the home crowd loved that one. ATU Sligo have drawn level after a really impressive first 16 and a half minutes of this game, and I'd put it to you, Mark Breheny, that they deserve to be level.
Absolutely, that's an excellent score. That's a training ground score. They weighted Mark Walsh, penetrates really well. Super kick, but they just timed that perfectly. He made the run from deep, sipped it to him, and that's how you beat. So that blanket defence, if you can go at pace and kick it from distance. Great score by ATU Sligo, but it's all coming from hard work all over the field. They're putting in big tackles. They're not standing off. So it's a really good game at the moment.
Very similar to the very first score by Keelahan as well. It's very interesting as well that University of Galway keep getting short and getting a lot of joy, and then moving it through the hands all the way up the field, and that's exactly what they have done on this occasion, all the way from their goalkeeper Liam Brady, who's a Cavan man from Ramor United, a Cavan senior. They went short, and at the end of it, are they going to get another point? They have indeed. They've gone into the lead, and oh no, it was wide. It's actually wide. I thought he was signalling, but he was going down, I think, to tie his laces or something. But you can see the difference there. And now the ATU Sligo boys the keeper's looking to go short, but the press is on and he can't.
It is.
So he goes long, and it's almost impossible for us to see over that side because it's so dark. Maybe the camera angle is a little bit different on the light, but it's quite dark over there. So I do now see ATU Sligo emerging from the darkness. This is O'Rourke, the Donegal man from Four Masters, with it, and he gives it to Ivers, 21 and 23, but they did start the game, those two, and he gave it back to Kieran O'Reilly. There's a Cavan name if you ever got a Cavan name, and now you can see University of Galway haven't left anybody up. All of their players are inside their own half, and it's only 13 Cal Sweeney is going over, and now they go beyond him. ATU Sligo, 5 points each, 18 and a half minutes, and just to confirm, TU Dublin have beaten St Mary's Belfast in the Sigerson Cup tonight, so that's 2 big wins for them over University of Galway and now St Mary's, 2 teams who wear maroon, by the way. So 2 excellent wins for them. They are the surprise packet, I would suggest, so far in the Sigerson Cup. And ATU Sligo moving it all the way back, in University of Galway very deep, Mark, aren't they? Really deep.
Extremely deep, and not able to get a hand on the ball at the moment. Maybe they're happy with that, but we've seen how Sligo are keeping their discipline really well. They're keeping wide, they're getting players coming off the sideline then, and they're moving that ball at pace.
They are, and this is Keelahan, so they want to get it to the shooters, and he is one of those. He'll want to get on his right foot, can't get on his right foot, so instead it's Jack Lavin nearly getting bottled up. So Galway trying now to come out and win it, and don't. So they retain possession. Their retention is important. That's Dylan Walsh, and as you say, they're keeping their discipline. They're not losing it, they're not just kicking it away, and there is at least 1 sweeper in there for University of Galway, sitting very deep and just waiting for them to come. But an even game so far. Little tug on the jersey that the referee spots. It's a free, but it'll not mean an awful lot right there, although he does give it direct, and he is looking for, is that 15?
Number 15, Jack.
It is 15.
Yeah, Jack Davitt.
Yeah, so way over on that side. Is that the town side, you would call it here, maybe, in Sligo?
You would, yeah, exactly. The hospital side of
the hospital side. Yeah, he was looking to shape there, but must have been a bit of a tug there, and they've got another free now.
Just an observation here at the moment, Jerome. Galway are so deep. Even if they do turn the ball over, there's absolutely nobody inside to kick an early ball into. and I just don't think it's working for them. They're coming back deep, but they're just there. A lot of fellas are just passengers. They're not putting any tackles on guys, and again they've given away a sloppy free. So sometimes having too many bodies back, just fellas get a little bit lazy and pull up a jersey. I'll see what happened.
Yeah, and the referee's not missing anything at all, so it's a free. Now it's actually O'Boyle. He's dropped it right into the keeper, who had to watch it well, and he did watch it well. So they have the right-footed kicker from that side, but he just didn't have it. He gave it everything he had, but not quite enough. It's well taken, and it is now University of Galway. I know what you're saying, they don't leave anybody up, but boy do they like to come forward in numbers and move the ball at pace and accurately, and that's great football, and they are going through. They might even get a goal at the end of all this. He does go for it, and the goalkeeper Jim Kelly saves with his legs there, and that is the threat that they bring to it, Mark. You know, they are so fast when they do break.
Yeah, in that instance they had the players up, which was better. But what a save by the goalkeeper.
Oh, that's crucial, isn't it? You know, but
and it all stemmed from really the ball drop short from that free, and they worked the ball up the field really, really well. A lot of their attacks were coming that side of the field too, actually, in this first half. So they're strong that side. They're putting a lot of pace into that side of the field. But that was a crucial moment. That goes in the net.
That's got to go down as a miss. I know it was a save, but I mean, if you're in a one-on-one there and you put that low, that's in the net. That's got to go down. I don't mean to be harsh, but from a University Galway point of view, they'd been expecting that to end up in the net, and that was a big chance.
That was a big chance, yeah.
The Gritters have just passed us, thankfully, at the back. That's good to have, especially for people even leaving here tonight. But yeah, the Gritters doing their job now. Now there's a high one in, and easily taken in there. But yeah, I'd suggest ATU Sligo will thank their goalkeeper, but they'll also be pleased that the finish wasn't more clinical. This is Shehu. So 22 minutes gone, and it's 6 points to 5. And you know, Mark, that could have left 4 points in it all of a sudden, you know.
Yeah, I'm just wondering at the score there.
Or what does the scoreboard on the ground here? It says 5-5. Oh, it says 5-5. Maybe our director got fooled by me saying that was a point a few minutes ago that went to 6-5. Yeah,
I think I'm only counting 5. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 5 points each. So let's just correct that on our screen. It's 5 points each. Sorry about that. I'll take part of the blame. Good ball in, but again the hand in on O'Boyle. But they might still prosper here. ATU Sligo. O'Boyle is there. Well, he is the focal point of the attack. There's no doubt about that. And this might be something that comes off using him as a target man, but that from Keelahan off his left boot is going tamely wide, so a bit of a waste at the end of all that. But just to re-emphasise, it is level.
Yeah, obviously the right foot is a stronger foot for Keelahan, just to excuse that. Good hands, Canis Mulligan.
Great kick out too as well from Liam Brady. Their kick outs have been really impressive, University of Galway, and as I say, it lays the foundation for them. And look at them now, they just move so swiftly up the field. That's where the threat is now. That should drop in easily enough for the keeper. He actually drops it. It's a tricky one because it was low, but that's 2 or 3 from either side have dropped in short. But yeah, University of Galway, they missed that goal, but you know, I'd put money on them getting a goal here tonight the way they play. Yeah,
no, they're obviously a very, very good side. That was a good chance. So just keeper did well, but he just skewed it then. It came out of the hands and out for that 45 again.
I was going to say it's cold. There's no point saying that. Everybody knows it's cold. You can see the breath in the air there as well. But again, 24 minutes of really good football. You know, despite the cold and the conditions, and all credit again to ATU Sligo for getting this game on. It's 5 points each, and that might go to the left, and they're now racking up the wides after the first 10 minutes.
Over the bar actually, that one, Jerome.
Oh sorry, was it? Okay.
Yeah. Great score O'Kernin.
I thought it had gone to the left. I need to get new glasses. It's 6 points to 5 now then.
5, yeah.
Now the kick out has gone over to the left, and I'm watching it on the monitor now. I'm going to keep an eye on the monitor rather than real life as such, because I've been missing a few bits. So I'm watching this. This is number 10. This is Liam O'Keneally. He fancies it. He scored one, at least maybe 2 from way out that side. There's a turnover again, and it's Joe Keeney who picks it up. Now this is where they've had a few issues now. Where do they go with this? Do they play it through the hands? Do they try and booted up the pitch. They need to get men up, and they can't really transition that quickly. They've worked so hard to get it back, and University of Galway are expert at trailing back as well, so the attack has dwindled for the moment. And what's happened there? Is he given something for that? Or no, he's bringing it back over actually. He seems to be booking someone over that far side, and McLaughlin's over there, and there's a yellow card. Is that for McLaughlin? It must be for James McLaughlin. Was that one for each team there? Maybe just the one, I think. Yeah. For James McLaughlin.
Yeah, Jack Lavin getting back. They're using him very well. He's coming out. He's number 13 on his back, but coming out and putting in a huge amount of work inside ATU Sligo 45. So work really well for them.
Shehu from Cavan Gales slips it inside. That's good work by him. He's done a lot of good work going forward, and when they get it into that full forward line, even though it's the number 8 Keeney who's up there, they seem to be drawing a lot of frees, and this is an opportunity to level it, and it's going to be Dara O'Boyle again who's going to try it now. He tried one a few minutes ago and it dropped short. I'm thinking this is a little bit closer, so this is just about his range.
Yeah, he won that free too very hard again. He's been very, very instrumental for them all night. Big kick.
3.5 minutes to go to half time. Can he get this over? Steals a yard or two. I think he's got this one. He's got good range. He's certainly got the distance, and he's got the accuracy as well. And after 26.5 minutes, ATU Sligo are level.
Yeah, great kick, very important kick. He obviously missed the last one, but a little bit closer, so super kick.
Another good kick out and another easy claim, because the kick out was so good from Liam Brady. This is Ryan O'Donoghue, and University of Galway coming forward now with James McLaughlin back to O'Donoghue. They go from side to side, but they've always got good runners off the shoulder, and this fella does fancy it. I did warn you, I did say, and it drops just onto the crossbar, and the goalkeeper Jim Kelly did brilliantly there. That was a tricky one to deal with, right onto the crossbar, and keeps it at 6 points each. And he needed really to have good hands there, because there was a Galway forward coming in on him.
Yeah, he's done well. There was one just skewed away from at one stage in the half, but apart from that he's been steady, and one or two kickouts obviously hasn't gone his way, but that was an important catch, and Sligo on the attack now.
They're going through the middle. This is the centre half back Mark Walsh, looking to carry it forward and to be more accurate and not kick it away. They go back to Emmanuel Shehu, and it's the slow build up now. 6 points each, 28 minutes gone. Forgot about the scoreboard in the ground. It's way down to the right here. It's partly blocked by supporters, but yeah, there is a scoreboard in the ground here. I'm watching the monitor more than the game now, because I'm able to follow it more, and that's what you're watching at home. And the number 9 is Dylan McDermott. This is Shehu again, but that one is a little bit sloppy. They're looking to get Dara O'Boyle into it again, but that has been a problem the last 10-15 minutes or so. So Galway go back to the goalkeeper, back to Brady, and they will try to counter it with a few ATU Sligo men caught up the field. They are now trying to filter back, but the ball travels faster than the man, as they say. And University of Galway will try and get a score here. Now I think they've all got back. It's 12, I think that was Cian Monaghan. Nearly stolen away, but O'Donoghue has it, and the kick from distance from Conroy, I think it is, but it drops into the keeper again, and Galway have done that 3 or 4 times now. They'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah, we were praising them for their accuracy in the first probably 10, 12, 15 minutes, but they've dropped a few short, Jerome, and chances they're just going by for them at the moment. Sligo ATU Sligo, I should say, have an opportunity now. They're attacking well.
This is Walsh to Doherty, Ross Doherty. Oh, and he's lost it there. Just slipped away from him there, and they nipped in, and there's an injury there actually to the big fella, and it's been turned over straight away, so he needs to get on his feet, but he's not able to. So man down for University of Galway, and it's Rory Egan. He's on his feet now, but walking quite gingerly, but the ball has gone into the back line, and it's just been thrown around here. They're not moving forward, so he's okay. So stalemate score-wise at the minute, 6 points each, and we are now bang on the 30-minute mark, so all square. and University of Galway just sitting in there and letting them have the ball. I don't think there'll be too much time added on, and hopefully they'll not take too long at half time either, because we'll be standing out here in the cold. I wonder, will the players go in to the dressing rooms at half time?
They will.
I'd say they would.
Yeah, that's it.
I wouldn't blame them. Just the 25 seconds extra played. Very entertaining first half, Mark.
Yeah, really, really good, really entertaining. It was something, as I said prior to the game, that I hope it would transpire that way, and it did. End of time, very,
That's
very
the chance
accurate.
from a few minutes ago there. That goalkeeper's done well, and his save was crucial.
Crucial save. University of Galway could have kicked on. They could have got a couple of points just after before half time there, if they didn't. That save didn't come about, but very impressive, great scores. Some of the highlights for me obviously was the beginning of the game there with Aaron Keelan, great score. Jack David got a good score himself actually. Darrow Boyle has looked very, very dangerous. Mark Walsh had a super score as well, coming from deep. So for Galway, really, you looked at.
Sorry, I'm just looking at these terrific shots that we're watching here, and I was struck there by the way, one, by the steam coming off the players and their breath as well, and the cold air, but also the words coming from, was it the captain in there, the way he was trying to lift his team and saying, boys, we are right in this here, we go in and we go again. I imagine this is the message. I mean, you'll know more than me.
No, I think so. I think if there was doubt in their heads before the game, it's certainly removed at this stage. So they're right in the mix. I think they're right there. They've grown in confidence. They had a good start, and they maintained that level of consistency throughout the first half. So for Galway, they probably need to pick it up. Paul Kelly probably around the midfield. James McLaughlin need to lift it a bit more. Two great scores from Liam Keneally in the first half on the far side and on the right wing. Really, really impressive. Haven't seen, probably a little bit, could have seen more of him, maybe close enough to the end of the first half. But Ryan O'Donoghue has been quiet, he's jinked a few bits out around the half forward line, but again, he may stay more deeper now this half. They might try to get more ball into him. I'm sure that'll be a directive from their management. But really intriguing. It's some really good matchups, and while both sides at times do go defensive, other times it has opened up well, and this game hopefully will even improve further in the second half.
And warm us up a wee bit, maybe. I can feel my jaw sort of closing a bit at times. I'm not speaking properly, as you might have noticed. Yeah, it's absolutely freezing here, and it's going to freeze a little bit more, but we're going to hopefully have some great football in the second half. The message for ATU Sligo there was definitely, we can do this. So let's find out. We'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes' time, I'd imagine. Welcome back, and another weather update for you. There is now rain, I think that is. It's looking up at the floodlights here, and there's actually rain coming down. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was too cold for rain, if you like, but that's going to make it even soggier and the pitch even slippier, Mark Breheny, I would suggest.
Yeah, a mixture of rain and sleet, and it's only going to add to the conditions. All right, Jerome. Hopefully it won't affect the pitch too much, but
you know what it's really going to affect? The penalty shootout.
Absolutely.
I'm just feeling that it's on the cards here tonight. There's no way around it. We're just going there. We haven't had it, but before, well, we haven't. Sigerson has, but we haven't on a stream. But I'm just feeling tonight it might be one of those nights.
I hope they've practiced the penalties. That's the main thing. Intriguing second half to look forward to. Both teams have acquitted themselves quite well in the first half. I'd say Galway were probably a little bit more disappointed since they were favourites coming into this game. So ATU Sligo doing really well. Can they keep this up is the main thing. Big half ahead.
So Electric Ireland Sigerson Cup second half, round 2. ATU Sligo, the home team, against University of Galway, who won the Ryan Cup before Christmas. They are in the maroon. They lost last week, so this is a must win for them. And they are going forward now with Rory Egan, the Offaly man, giving it to Liam O'Keneally from Galway. They have a mixture. They have 8 Galway men, 3 Mayo, 2 Sligo, 1 Offaly and 1 Cavan. That's the goalkeeper, Liam Breheny. So 6 points each at half time here in wintry Sligo in the west. This is the full forward Ryan O'Donoghue coming out, giving it to his full back Conor Dunleavy from Bala in Mayo. Notice the gentleman in front of us with a Bala GAA coat at half time, and there's another lad from that club actually in the subs. That's Killian Golding, number 21 for University of Galway. And I can keep telling this because University of Galway are not going direct, they're just passing the ball around, but it will be substitute time, I would imagine, in the next 5 or 6 minutes, so that will be a key point in the game. But I don't see any changes just yet from half time, but I'll keep an eye on that. But this is now McLaughlin from Moycullen trying to get inside that scoring zone, and he has probably got a better scoring zone than others. McLaughlin, he can definitely point from distance, but they have gone to the far side, over to the left corner, dropping the shoulder, trying to come in, doesn't fancy it. So they come all the way back out to Dunleavy again. So the message at half time for ATU Sligo, we saw on the pitch, was we can do this, but they will try to be as controlled and disciplined as they can. But a home win here would be a huge result for ATU Sligo. That's Colin Murray, number 4, trying to get forward. He's Mount Bellew in Galway. So as they try to find a way through, they have had the ball for all 2 minutes of this second half. I don't think Sligo have had a hand on the ball yet, and are still not going to get it. As you can see there, the rain, sleet coming down. It's quite a strange mixture, and it's landing on my notes here, and I'm having to push it away, and it's not wet. It's like just little small droplets of snow that then roll off the paper. Anyway, back to the game, and it's University of Galway now trying to find a way through. This is better, and this should be a point, and it is a point. Well, that's what you call patience paying, I guess.
Yeah, they were very, very patient. As the move was going on, I was watching Ryan O'Donoghue, who was inside for a good while. Then he came out, and he eventually got part. He got involved in that move, and a great layoff and a great score by Daniel Flaherty. Great kick.
Yeah, so 7 points to 6, and they're coming looking for another one now in the 3rd minute of the second half, and that is O'Donoghue and ATU Sligo trying to get a hand in there, but they just can't get a hand on the ball in this second half. And it's 3 minutes of domination, well, pressing, maybe not quite domination. They've only got the 1 score, and ATU Sligo were just letting them have it out there. We are on the Higher Education GAA YouTube channel. Big audience there online tonight, well over 1,000 devices. Feel free to leave a message there in the live chat as well. I'll keep an eye on that. This is better, and that's almost a carbon copy of the first chance, but he hasn't got it over the bar this time. Goalkeeper washed it well. tricky night for the goalkeepers, but he has done well so far. Kieran O'Reilly is number 5, Shehu is number 2. This is Ross Doherty, and I'm having to wipe away those little, what are they, little snow droplets or something like that?
Sligo snow droplets.
Sligo snow droplets, yeah, they're different. Yeah, I can see now. So 4 minutes gone, and ATU Sligo get their first opportunity to get the ball and maybe come over halfway. That's the plan. Give it back to Dylan McDermott, to Mark Walsh.
I just see a change there, Jerome, as well. Dylan Thornton is in for ATU Sligo, the Ballina man.
29,
yeah. So big man, and we'll just have to wait and see who he's come in for there.
He's come back from injury, I hear, so he's had a few troubles, and that's maybe why he didn't start, but a very useful player indeed.
He is.
And this now is Jack Davitt. Yeah, where's he playing, Thornton? Have you spotted where he is?
He's rambled in towards the full forward line, actually. He's right in the square now, right at number 14 position.
And there is Dara O'Boyle, and the ball not sticking with him as it did so well earlier in the game. The balls are coming in, but then again, it's very hard to hold a ball there tonight, I would imagine, at all. Now, the rain, sleet, snow coming down is so heavy that our director has had to come out and try and cover the monitor, because it's in danger now of being destroyed by the weather, which is a shame because I'm watching it a lot, especially when the ball's over that far side. So University of Galway with that 1 point in the second half, and you feel, Mark Breheny, that scores are going to be hard to come by in this half with these conditions deteriorating.
Yeah, we were obviously singing the praises of a lot of good play in the first half. This half has been slower. Conditions are deteriorated a little bit worse, since the first half, and just a sloppy free there, unfortunately, on
O'Donoghue.
On O'Donoghue, yeah.
It was your fullback. It was Kieran Clancy, on him. Yeah. We had 8 scores, I remember, in the first 9 minutes, and a lot of them were excellently taken, but the conditions were better then. The pitch was a little bit firmer, but this is going to be a very tricky, so every point you can get is going to be crucial, and here is a chance from this free for University of Galway to get their second score of the half, and it's O'Donoghue, and he has nailed it perfectly. 2 points up. And it's
super
ATU
kick.
Sligo haven't scored yet this half.
No, super kick by Ryan O'Donoghue. He made that himself. He won his free, and what they say on the so-called bad side, he kicked a great score with his right foot, and he's got more into this game. I was looking for more from him, from the first half, and he started well in the second half.
He has indeed. From that kick out, University of Galway have got it back again. They've won it, and they're coming forward at pace as well, and they've a man over here, and they should get another score to go 3 up, and I think that is Cian Monaghan. Well, he is a point a game man. He got a point in the league final before Christmas when he was wearing number 7 that night, wearing left half, but this time he's come forward and he's got his point early in the second half, and that's 3 points in a row, and this is beginning to look a little bit ominous for ATU Sligo. They haven't started this second half well. The conditions, well, I think it's that rain sleet is actually maybe going into their faces as well, so this is an uncomfortable start for them, and O'Donoghue is, as Mark Breheny said, starting to tick, and there's another score from him, and he just dropped his shoulder and did a little shimmy there and put that over with ease, and now there's 4 in it, and University of Galway have put a bit of daylight between the teams there, enjoying these snowy conditions.
They are, yeah. Dominating the kick out at the moment, Jerome. They're winning breaks, they're going at speed, and looking a lot sharper. I would say without doubt Mara Sheridan had a lot of choice words with them at half time, and just said they have to up the ante here and improve things, and they have done that, and they had a great start to the second half.
Well, it's all about the kickouts then at the minute. They need to start winning 1 or 2 of these, ATU Sligo, and have they won that one? Well, they have. Shehu has got it. Yeah. He's got the break ball anyway. He's gone down that right hand side and he gets the free. But look how heavy that rain stroke sleet is now as Shehu gives it back, and you really don't want to be going 4 points down in these conditions. It's a tough battle against the conditions. It just seems worse obviously when you're behind as well, trying to get something back, but it's been all University of Galway in the first, how long has it been? Trying to see my monitor here, 8.5 minutes. And they really haven't. The ball went forward once, I think, around the 20-yard area and came straight back out again. They have a chance now, but 4 points is a big deficit really in a game like this. No goal chances. Well, just one, I think, for University of Galway, but none for ATU Sligo to talk of. So 4 scores is a big ask. So University of Galway have really put it up to them at the start of the second half. Shehu now turns inside and goes on a run, followed by 2 men. But I think you're right, yeah, the work rate from University of Galway has definitely gone up.
It has. It increased a huge amount. And it needed to, Jerome. It just needed to, because they just weren't probably at the level where they should be for the quality that they have throughout their team. Just ATU Sligo are just struggling just to get their hands on the ball now at the moment.
Yeah, well, they've actually got that at the second time of asking, though, and they might still get a score out of it, but
Boyle,
it's going to be hard for them. That's a high one. Is it on target? They really need this one to go over, and you hear the roar from the far side. They like that, and that, oh no, I've done it again. I called it wrong. I thought the roar went up for a score, but maybe it was the other side. But the umpires definitely go out and said no score.
Jack Lavin, yeah, good strike, great strike. He kicked a couple of good frees in the first half, just tailed to the right hand side there in that one.
So remains 4 points, but a better effort, but that's easy. Is that big McLaughlin in there? I think it is, in the middle of the field for University of Galway.
Yeah, great catch.
Data coming down to 3, it might end up 5 here. And look how slick they are when they go forward. They were impressive in the first half. They're even more impressive in the second. No, that one's gone wide as well, but their forward movement when they attack and move the ball at speed is very impressive.
Yeah, they're keeping a higher depth in their forward line. Conroy was at the end of that move. Great swivel.
So just better shape.
Better shape. I thought they were very, very deep in the first half, and there's a big improvement in shape in the second half.
Now McLaughlin's going for this in the middle of the field, but McDermott got a hand to it, and it's University of Galway on the break. And that one played inside by Rory Egan, and that could have just created the score. It was an intelligent ball as he got it inside the post. Watching the umpires, he has indeed, and it's Cian Monaghan. Well, I said he's a point a game man. He's now a 2 point a game man.
Yeah,
but it was a good ball in, wasn't it, from Egan? But again, it was been quickest to the break.
It's all about the breaks. It's going back to a throwback to a couple of years ago now, where obviously short kickouts have been very, very familiar for a lot of teams over the last recent years. But now it's going back to your old school of who's strong enough and who's quick enough to win those breaks around the middle, and Galway are just better at the moment on that.
Oh, what a catch. I'm struggling to see who it is, but it must be McLaughlin with the way that he caught it and the way he came forward. Yeah, it is McLaughlin. Yeah, I knew his style, but he just was superb there. That was a supreme leap there, and he got possession again. They didn't even need a break that time, but it's University of Galway in possession and on a roll here. 5 points up. They could actually double the scores with another one here. 12 minutes into the second half, they could go 12-6. So it's not looking good for the home team here. The Sigerson champions from 2022 have come out firing in the second half. And you can understand where Maurice Sheridan, their manager, is coming from, because they lost last week, were caught at the end of the game last week, and they were level here at half time. But there's Shehu giving away another free, and the foul was on O'Donoghue, and Shehu going away from the referee, but the referee saying come back here. That's Paul Lydon from Mayo, the ref, and probably a yellow card, and probably
like it,
yeah, yellow card, and it's a free in. And you would imagine, the way that they've been kicking in the second half, that this will go to a 6 point game, and 12-6 is harsh on ATU overall, but it just shows the domination in the second half.
Yeah, again, some of the key players have just lifted it. Obviously McLaughlin in midfield is catching out of ball. You've got Paul Kelly coming more into it. Ryan O'Donoghue now is causing a lot of trouble. Again, he got fouled. He's going more direct, which I would have liked to see more in the first half. Now, I know it was probably more, there was less room for him at times, but they are opening up Sligo now a lot more, and this should be a score for him.
I think it's gone to the left though, and it has gone to the left.
Yeah.
He maybe had too long there and just didn't quite get the connection on it, so it remains a 5 point game. A little bit of a let off, but
yeah,
ATU Sligo really need to shake themselves here. The rain sleet has stopped, thankfully, but still
I just don't see enough movement, Jerome. Sorry now to interrupt you. Just on the kick out, everything seems to be going long at the moment. Nobody wants to even come near the D area, just even a little chip out and break a pace.
They haven't really done that all game. They haven't really got the short kick out going.
No. But lack of movement, a lot of fellas standing and watching out the field.
Yeah, they're trying now, but it's taken a while, and he's ended up just putting it up into the middle. And when you've McLaughlin there, it's going to be tricky. And actually, it was Ross Doherty who won it, but then he charged straight into one of the opposition, and the referee said that's a free in, and they just can't get anything right at the minute. Now the captain's protesting, but it's just not happening for Sligo at the minute. There's nothing going their way.
No, that was unfortunate. He probably didn't need to do it. He caught a great ball. He probably just he should have swiveled his body and looked forward and tried to get the ball. Instead he charged into his man, and now, due to the fact that Sligo lads are talking to the referee, he's brought the ball up forward, and they've been remonstrating towards him.
Yeah,
and
so
this will be an opportunity.
That's frustration too, isn't it? They're just frustrated at the minute.
Just frustrated.
They can't get into it. They can't get their hands on the ball.
It's approaching nearly 15 minutes. Very, very little chances in the second half for ATU Sligo.
Different free taker. O'Donoghue took the last one, missed it, and maybe it's just a wee bit further out. He's maybe saying, here, you have a go at that one.
Yeah, just having a look at that.
Audience growing on YouTube. It's up to 1,500 devices now. Oh, that's beautifully taken. That's a great finish, and it was Killian O'Curran.
Great kick.
He put it over, and that's why they gave it to him. He made sure.
Yeah, he obviously good distance in his kick, and that was unfortunate. That was just Sligo's, lack of discipline really on that one that gave them that opportunity. So.
But it was the way also that University of Galway pressed them and made it impossible for them to go short. They ended up going long, but this one has gone long, and it's worked out really well. Was that Thornton you were talking about? He got that, Dylan Thornton, a great catch for him in the middle, and they needed that. Now Darrow Boyle leaves it off, and this is Keelan, the captain, tries to get a little bit of room there. Thornton tries it from serious distance. It still needs to be watched by the keeper. Oh, he did well there, Breheny, and two men coming in on him as well. That was one of those ones that can be a bit of a nightmare for the keeper. But it hasn't worked out for them, and ATU need a break, but it's not happening. And now the possession is with University of Galway, and they use the possession so well, even in these conditions. And ATU Sligo now struggling just to get any sort of meaningful possession. It was that little spurt there, and it nearly got them a score, and they really needed it, but they haven't, and they're now double scores down. And we wouldn't have thought that at half time, but that's where we are. 16 minutes into the second half without a score. They've conceded 6. And the pattern of the game has been established, and it's University of Galway well in control. Yeah,
it's a long way away from the penalty prediction we talked about, Jerome.
Yeah, I was thinking that. And that's going to go wide. Yeah, but do you see a comeback here?
It's going to be difficult. What are we looking at now? Approaching 70 minutes gone in the second half. Just unfortunately, ATU Sligo just haven't been able to even get a shot off. There was one there, obviously dropped short, keeper won it, and it just gave a platform for Galway to attack again. Where you look at ATU Sligo, where they're going to get their scores from. O'Boyle obviously was very dangerous. Now I'm looking at him, and he's out in the half forward line. So
substitute time now, Mark, as well.
Yeah,
I can't see who's gone off on that far side, but it was whoever was nearest goal for ATU Sligo. But now they are making changes, and I'll pick up. Well, number 18 is on now, and that's Jack Ferguson from Swinford in Mayo. So a change for ATU Sligo, and one change at half time, so that's 2 overall. But it's University of Galway firmly in control of this game now. Shehu does well there to turn that over, and he gets a little bit of help, I think, from Clancy, and this is better. And now they're breaking at speed, and it's Ross Doherty on the ball for ATU Sligo. They're moving it up, and they're looking to get it up, I think, to the man who's just come on. And was he fouled there, was he? Now he seems to have taken a bit of a knock, and the referee spotted that. Yeah, he's maybe been held in there, but definitely a free, and that's better. They need to turn it over and break at speed. Easier said than done, but that's obviously what they were trying to do there. And is that the sub he came in? What is he, 27, or is that Thornton? No, that's 27. If that's 27, that's Cormac Riley, Cavan man, and a yellow card. So yeah, it must have been him who came in there from Mullahoran in County Cavan. Straight in and won a free. Sorry, go on, Mark.
No, Jerome, just an early ball. They are looking up a little bit quicker now, ATU Sligo, which is good. And he won his free. Very difficult free. It'll be Jack Lavin on the left foot. We've seen he's good distance in his kick.
Yeah.
Can he get this one?
He put over a good point in the first half from distance. He gets good height. Well, he's got height, but he hasn't got the distance. That is way up. There's definitely snow on that one, and I don't mind saying that one tonight. It's probably accurate, but it's not going to do, and it's easily dealt with. And University of Galway defensively have been so much on top in this second half, and there's a little bit of frustration again there with O'Boyle fouling there, and they go back to their goalkeeper. So it's Brady to Colin Murray, Cavan to Galway, and University of Galway much better from them in the second half, more like them, and they look like the minute they are going to go into the draw for round 3. This is Canis Mulligan, the Sligo man, playing against Sligo, as is Evan Lyons, the number 3. 2 Sligo men up the centre of the defence for University of Galway from Shamrock Gales and St Pat's. Going looking for another score to make it a 7-point gap, but more importantly they're just holding possession and denying ATU Sligo possession. And of course, if you haven't got the ball, you can't do anything. They're just owning the ball in the second half, and they're making ATU Sligo run after them, and it must be so frustrating for them.
It is. I'm just watching very close to us here, Jerome, Ryan O'Donoghue, who's come out from his full forward berth, and he's been well marshalled by Kieran Clancy. Kieran has probably struggled with him in this second half. First half it was very much maybe side advantage to Kieran Clancy. He did very well, and he does. I'm watching him off the ball. He's keeping a hand close to him, but O'Donoghue's kind of bringing him all over the field at the moment, and probably dictating things on his terms.
Substitute time again. Told you I can't talk here tonight. Trying to watch the number. 17 there. You see him coming into the shot. I can see him on the monitor, but not with my own eyes, if you like. So 17 for University of Galway, Jerome Kilcummins. So he's come in, and not sure who went off, to be honest. Not sure it's going to make a lot of difference at this point. A 6-point gap, and the home team haven't scored yet in the 20.5 minutes of the second half, and they're not looking terribly likely either. And if they do, I can't see them getting a goal. Now Shehu put a hand in and took it away. He's already been booked. Number 10 is Liam O'Keneally, turned over, and Shehu back there to pick up the pieces for his team. Gets a little bit of support from Doherty. They're going to need something a little bit special, and they're struggling at the minute just to get up the field, but they're definitely, I would say, would you agree, Mark, they're going to need a goal here?
Oh, at least it's difficult to see them coming back close to goal at this stage. A goal would make a huge difference. It would just give a great last 10, kind of, hopefully if there's a few injured minutes to be played, last 10 minutes to be played, but Sligo just needs to get a shot off, need to get closer to the goals, need to penetrate better. We had Mark Walsh, he's on the ball now. He penetrated really well in the first half. He's trying to make a run here.
This is better. He gives it to Shea, who was off the shoulder as well, but they've just made a run off into the corner, and that's where University of Galway want them to be. But Mark Walsh now goes into the middle. That's a terrific run. He is through the middle. This should be a score. They need just a point. Oh, he's put it to the left and he's put it wide, and just to lift the team, they needed that one, and it looks so obvious that they were going to get it, and it's so agonising for them that they haven't got it.
Yeah, we talk about his pace. He's massive pace. He came right through the middle there. He could have even kept going. There was probably a little bit more in him to even fist that ball over the bar. He could have got a little bit closer to the goals, but took the shot on quicker than expected for me, and it went wide. He should have scored that, though. It was a great opportunity.
Another change, I think, for University of Galway, and I think it might be, he seems to be hobbling over on that far side. I'll try and pick up on who that is. But yeah, I was saying they need a goal. What I mean is, obviously, they're not going to score 6 points. They're going to need a goal and a few points to get into this game, but they're not going to get 6 scores, I don't think, the way things are going in the last 7 or 8 minutes. So they're going to need to try and get up there and get a goal. The 17 who came on, Kilcummins now for University of Galway, but they're just passing the ball around so confidently in the second half, and have really dominated this game, as we would have expected them from winning the league before Christmas. But they had that hiccup in the first round. But remember, last year UCC beaten in the first round and won the Sigerson, so it's not the end of the day. This is good work by Ryan O'Donoghue again. As you were saying, he's had a good second half, and I was going to say he's drawn a free, but that's a free out. He must have touched the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
7 minutes to go then. ATU Sligo looking to inject some urgency in it, but University of Galway, I see, have 3 players back in their own half here, not marking players, they're marking space. So they're going to be very alert and very wary of conceding a goal, and I say they can prevent a goal. I think they're going to get through here. And ATU Sligo going for the slow build up, and this is the number 29 Thornton getting involved there, but as you can see, is that Walsh? He's looking to try and get the ball.
Yeah.
They're trying to get it into that full forward line. Here it comes now.
Something.
And can they get somebody up there to win it? Well, that's well done by, and it's a midfielder in there actually. It's Keeney.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd look for a moment there that he might do something, but University of Galway's defence so good in the second half. They have conceded a single score.
He should have backed himself there, Jerome. He won it really well. I think he could have swung it on the right foot and popped that over the bar. Again, bring it back to 5. You never know, a goal then all of a sudden.
He might have been thinking goal.
He might have been thinking, yeah, at that stage.
Yeah.
But no, to come away with no score is a disappointing move again for ATU Sligo. No score this half. 24 minutes gone. It's something we didn't predict at half time. I would feel this probably the scoring goals on this ground, the one that Galway were kicking in the second half, but it's there's not a massive breeze. There's no breeze really here at all. So
might be another score here for Galway to go 7 up, but they're just playing around with the ball over on that corner. And I would imagine the way that ball was played in the last time by ATU Sligo, that's maybe going to be their main tactic. Maybe put the midfielder in there and put a few high balls in there, and hope that something just comes off it. But they're now down to 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, I watched Keeney move from the midfield into that, whether it was a directive from the sideline, I'm not sure, but he took it upon himself and it was to go right into that full forward line. He caught that ball well. When a big man is in there, you need to get somebody around him, and he probably just didn't have enough support straight away on his shoulder. So that's where the corner forwards have to get closer to him. Well,
the man in there now is Cormac Riley. He's staying nearest goal, and he's been joined by the number 17. Must have been the sub who came on for ATU Sligo. Yeah, that must have been the one that I missed. Matt Gillespie from Arua, Ballyshannon and Donegal. Yeah. So there's 2 of those lads in there now, and then maybe Keeney will try to join them, but they need to get the ball up there obviously, and it's been turned over by University of Galway, and they have been very slick and they have upped their work rate in the second half, and they've dominated this. But here's ATU Sligo getting the ball back over on the dark side. You don't know what I mean because you're watching your monitor and the camera's lighting it up, but from us over here it looks very dark over there. But it's ATU Sligo now with Mark Walsh with a chance to step forward. As Mark Breheny said, he's got good pace but hasn't always had a chance to use it. Coulda, shoulda got a point a few minutes ago. Who knows what difference that would have made, but I think just University of Galway are just looking so controlled and slick in the second half, and it might not have made a difference. But this is Keelan now, the captain of ATU Sligo, looking to find something, trying to get through to get a score, but he's just been held up there. He's been man marked, and then there's a wall of maroon behind that, so ATU Sligo are just been forced to go from side to side at the minute, and they might just have to pump that ball in and just head and hope. That's Richard O'Rourke, 21. They've come back to the full back to Clancy, back to Walsh, and they're not really getting anywhere here. They are keeping possession though, and this is Shehu. They're just trying to find someone and trying to find a way through, and now they go for the boot and it doesn't work, and it's easily turned over for University of Galway, and they really have controlled this game impressively in the second half, and with 3 minutes to go they are looking good.
Yeah, everything is going Galway's way. Sligo are trying to rush things now, it's panic kicking in ball in trying to kick ball into the full forward line. Got blocked down by Ross Doherty there. Galway just obviously were slow to start, maybe travelling down on the evening, Jerome. They just didn't put in the performance that we were expecting in the first half, but they look way more measured, way more structurally better this second half, and they got a lot of men behind the ball, so it's becoming increasingly difficult for ATU Sligo to penetrate and to get any scores at the moment.
And they've now been able to afford the luxury of taking Tommy Conroy off. So someone has gone in full forward. I haven't got a number yet, but I will get it for you in a second. But he's gotten in close to goal, and he's right in the square actually for University of Galway. So he's trying to make an impression in the last couple of minutes of the game for them. Not that the team needs it, but he maybe would like to make an impression. More frustration you can see for ATU Sligo, and the game is just petering out now. Nobody in a hurry and nobody too upset either. This is They're just going to tease this out and pass ball for the last few minutes. And we're now a minute and a half to go. This is Sweeney speeding down the right. I wonder will he go? No, they don't need to put it in, so they just go back to O'Donoghue, and they go back even further. And they're just denying ATU Sligo a chance to get the ball. 25, I think it is, in there. Those numbers, I say, hard to see, especially from distance.
Been a few changes.
25. Mark McInerney, of course, it is, the Clare man. He started the league final for University of Galway, so he's come in for the last few minutes. That was a substitution. ATU Sligo, meanwhile, have got it back. Can he swing this in and get a goal out of nothing, perhaps? Don't think it'll matter at this point. We haven't had many stoppages, so first half was only 25 seconds. Don't expect too much more here. There's a free in though, and this has to be put in around the house. Drop it in there. And it's Keelan. Well, Keelan is capable of putting it over, but a point at this point, absolutely no use. So get the big men in. O'Keefe has gone in there. Shehu is in there, and indeed does drop in it around there, but it is square ball, is it?
He's given a square ball. Looks harsh. Came in from the side.
Quite early, wasn't it? But anyway, it's University of Galway who are going to break with it. I have to say, I think the referee's done very well overall tonight. You know, I haven't noticed them too much. That's always a good sign. But he's also, you know, he was good in the first half, and he pulled up, you know, any time they were freezing that, he was quick to spot them and give them. There's a point that should just finish the job for University of Galway if it wasn't done already. And indeed, on the counter, which has been one of the features of the game for Kelly. Them, and it's Paul Kelly from Moycullen, of course. And, well, the Kellys had a big hand in the Sigerson a couple of years ago, and they are still in the Sigerson, and they've still got Kelly's putting it over the bar.
Yeah, once more it came from potentially a goal that could have been given to ATU Sligo, and right up the field, and a great score from Paul Kelly. He's grown in this game. He's got a lot better. Just for me, the overall work rate has just improved dramatically for Galway in the second half, and that has been the main difference. They've snuffed out Sligo's danger all the time.
We're now on added time, 45 seconds into it, and you feel sorry for ATU Sligo without a single score in the second half, although they're going to change that right now. Okay, O'Boyle has put it in there. Darragh O'Boyle, it's broken, could be the score. Oh no, I think they could have got a score, they could have got a point, but they were going for goal and didn't get that either. And the referee going to his book again, writing something down, letting it go now, but I'd say he's going to be checking his watch, because we're now into the second minute of added time, and that's turned over. That's well won back, and that's good work by Walsh to do well, but the ball has gone over the line, and it's going to be a sideline ball to Galway. And it's there 18, Ryan Monaghan, who came in, who's right in front of us here with the ball. That's a brother of Cain, the number 12 from Outerard in Galway. And what's the referee holding up? Is there another substitution? I think there is.
There's a Shamazel.
Oh, there's a Shamazel on over to the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more people pulling people away, I think, than anything. Thankfully, that'll fizzle out right at the end of this game. Referee just keeping an eye on it and saying, lads, come on.
It's been a very clean game up to now, Jerome.
It has, yeah.
Yeah, no. As you see, the referee hasn't been involved in too many incidents at all. It's been there has been frees, obviously, but nothing too malicious or nothing too dangerous.
It's cold here, and Ryan Ross Doherty, there's jerseys ripped down the front.
Not good.
And he doesn't have any body armour on.
Tough man, Sligo man.
Tough man as well. So we're now in the third minute of added time at the end of this game, and number 17 is Diarmuid Kilcummins, who came in the second half, and that's what I was saying about the referee. You know, he's not slow to give frees. He spotted a lot of things there, and he's given the frees, and I like to see that myself. You know, like defenders when they make little fouls like that, he's right on it. And there's another yellow card, and it's for Dylan McDermott. This I'd imagine will be the last kick off the game. So no extra time, no penalties.
No.
Into the 64th minute now, and it's Killian O'Curran again. Put one over, I think, even a little bit further out than this, so we'll fancy this just to finish the job. 6 points all at half time, and it's now going to finish 14 points to 6, an 8-point swing in the second half, 8 points to 0 in the second half. And that tells its own story. A very, very impressive performance in the second half. And the referee, well, he's still letting this go. We're still playing. 3.5 minutes of added time. The misery continues for ATU Sligo. And this is the man with the jersey ripped. Keeps going.
Good ball.
Manfully. It is a good ball. That's Darragh O'Boyle who's got it as well. Is there a little bit of joy right at the end of this game? That's a good move. Because Shehu on his right, but the ball just slips away from his grasp. And there is it? No, it's not. I thought that was the first whistle of 3 for the final whistle, and it wasn't. 65th minute of the game now. Is it a free in? I think it is. So they might be able to at least say, well, they did score in the second half.
45.
Oh, it's a 45, yeah. Didn't realise it had gone that far. It had gone out.
Didn't seem that way, but it'd be nice if they could
Look
just
how deep the
sign
ball
off.
gone.
Yeah.
There's nobody near. They could easily go short here. The University of Galway is so deep. So he just gives it to Dylan Walsh.
They're happy not to concede a goal. I think they've everyone back on the line.
And easily reaches, is that big McLaughlin in there?
Exactly.
And it's ended in victory for University of Galway, and they really come out fighting in the second half. Didn't concede a single point. It's more like the Sigerson champions from 2022. An impressive performance by them. They stuttered the last day. They were caught with a goal right at the end, and today there were 6 points each at half time here on a tough night in snowy Sligo, away from home. The home advantage for the home team, but in the second half University of Galway showed their class and pulled away and won in the end by 14 points to 6. Who would be your man of the match there, Mark Breheny, from that game? I'll put you on the spot there. Maybe to name a few contenders.
Yeah, certainly a few contenders would be jumping out. James McLaughlin overall,
yep.
I would have felt had a really good first half at times. Got some good ball, worked hard. Probably a better second half. Ryan O'Donoghue got into it a lot more in the second half. I have to say he was quite instrumental. He won some of his frees. He kicked his frees. Cian Monaghan on the wing had a good second half, very good second half, and like Liam Keneally in the first half. Defensively, in fairness, they were solid. From Colin Murray getting that score as well to Rory Egan working hard on the wing. So if I was putting somebody up for a man in the match, I would probably look at James McLaughlin. He was really instrumental, as I said, catching good ball, clean ball when they needed it.
Yeah, particularly early in the second half, he came into it then, yeah.
100%. And that's when they really turned the screw, that they went at 2, 3, 4 points up on ATU Sligo. And I said that was the message at half time. Can we get a good start? We've travelled down tonight. It's a cold night. We didn't start particularly well. We're favourites here, guys. We've got to turn up the intensity on these guys, and that's what they did, and they really blew them away in the 5-10 minutes of the second half. Disappointing for ATU Sligo. They learned from this. They have a lot of young lads, probably age profile would tell you that, from the point of view of a lot of guys only in second year in the college here. So they'll have another 2 years, most of them on here, and they will grow and they will learn from that. So, but University of Galway are going to be strong contenders when you look at the calibre of forwards that they have, look at the strength around the middle, the experience that they have, and they're very well structurally set up when they put their minds to it, especially in that second half. So yeah, for ATU Sligo, they could have probably kept that ball a little bit wider in the second half. It was very narrow.
A few shout outs though, the goalkeeper had a great save in the first half.
Super save.
Shehu at number 2 I thought was very good all over the field, and further up there, Keeney I thought was good in the middle of the field, and the captain obviously Keelan pressed a lot. O'Boyle for me, the number 14, was very good early on, and then was just sort of marked out of it a lot. Jack Davitt, Jack Lavin, Ross Doherty, they all tried their best.
They did, no, absolutely, and again they're learning a lot at this level. Like, these guys are only of an age of, some of them are only kind of turning 21 this year, so they'll improve. There's no question about that. They'll look forward to next year, I'm sure, if a lot of them will be here in the college still, and they may, the lad players, I'm sure, into the squad, there might have been potentially 1 or 2 injuries that guys, Dylan Turton only coming back as well, as you mentioned earlier on, Jerome, from that injury, so he would have been a good addition potentially to start. But overall,